Good morning, guys. Welcome back to another episode of Sports Runs on Diesel. As Golden State with a dramatic 1-point victory against Toronto 106-105, making it a 3-2 series. And things to take from this game, it was great to see Kevin Durant come back. But unfortunately, with all that being said, an unfortunate injury early in the second quarter, him going down with a possible torn Achilles injury. Later today, he will have an MRI that will confirm whether or not he tore his Achilles or not. But he played phenomenal in the first quarter, 11 points, 3 of 3 from downtown, well on his way to a 40-point night. But unfortunately, he goes down. I was very disappointed in the reaction, the initial reaction by Toronto's fans when he went down. As you see in some of the videos, some of them were cheering. And I'm not saying all Toronto fans were happy that Kevin Durant went down, but some of Toronto fans, the first initial reaction, it came across as Toronto was happy Kevin Durant went down. But it's unfortunate to see, in my opinion, the best player in the world today go down with an injury like that, putting his body on the line to try and get his team to come back from a 3-1 series deficit. And fortunately, the 11 points he put up in the first quarter was enough for Golden State to win Game 5. Golden State was in control most of the game for the most part. They, at points, it was pretty much a game of runs. Golden State would go up by 10, 12 points. They were up by as much as 13 at points in the game. And no sooner they would go up, 10, 12, 13 points, Toronto would have a 8-10-0 run of their own. And Toronto would stay in it by forcing turnovers, forcing Golden State to make tough shots. Especially Curry and Klay. Curry and Klay Thompson combined for 57 points, 12 of 27 from downtown. Golden State was 20 of 47 from downtown. Golden State shot lights out from deep. And, they were rewarded with the victory. Even though, in my personal opinion, I do think that, Toronto should have won this game. They're up 6 with 2.5 minutes to play, but Golden State with a 9-2 run, Curry with 6, 2 3-pointers late, and then Klay with another 3-pointer. The game-winning 3-pointer with 56 seconds remaining to go up by 3 with under a minute to play. It's just unfortunate, a devastating loss for Toronto. Kawhi Leonard and Kyle Lowry didn't really shoot very well from the field. Even though, Kawhi Leonard, he still had 26 points. 10 of those points were in the fourth quarter on that 12-2 run. And then Nick Nurse called that timeout, which I do not blame him for. You got to give your star player a rest here going into the final couple minutes of the game. But unfortunately, when you give your star player, you call timeout and you give your star player a quick rest, you're also giving Curry or Klay Thompson a quick rest. And that fuels Golden State's fire. And you saw it there at the end of the game as Toronto could not finish the job, even with a 6-point lead with 2 and change remaining. So Pascal Siakam shot terrible from the field, 12 points, 6 of 15 shooting, 0 of 4 from downtown. In Game 6, Pascal Siakam needs to have better shot selection. When those shots aren't falling from deep, he needs to go to the rim, which at one point in time during the game, he did go to the rim, get an and one call, force the refs to make a call, and go to the free throw line, keep your team in it. Marc Gasol played well, 17 points. He played phenomenal. He set the tone early in the game. At one point in the game, Marc Gasol had more free throw attempts than Golden State. Golden State, I believe, finished with 14 free throw attempts. Toronto finished with like 27 free throw attempts. Toronto's averaged more than 25 free throw attempts a game in this entire series. And that's what's been keeping them in it. They keep going to the rim. They keep forcing the refs to make a call. And, like I said, it keeps them in the game when they need to stay in the game the most, when Golden State tries to go on a run and blow the game open. But now we have a Game 6 back in Oracle Arena. And a key factor in Game 5 was DeMarcus Cousins. Once Kevin Durant went down, DeMarcus Cousins hit his first 2 field goal attempts. Finished with 14.6 rebounds. Loved his energy coming off the bench. And I believe he will carry that energy into Game 6 back at Oracle Arena. And I do believe Golden State will force a Game 7 back at Scotiabank Arena in Toronto. Even though I have Toronto winning it in 7, I still do believe Golden State will possibly and potentially blow out Toronto in Game 6 to force Game 7. So, but, if you're Golden State, that's what you got to do. You got to force Game 7. It's the last game at Oracle Arena here in Game 6, happening Thursday night. And it's going to be a very emotional night as Oracle Arena will shut down after 47 seasons being the Golden State Warriors' home court. And so it's like I said, it's a very emotional night for Golden State. Golden State will probably light it up as they normally do at home. They rarely lose at home, even though they lost games 3 and 4 to Toronto in the finals here at home, which I thought was extremely shocking. You don't ever really see that out of Golden State losing at home like that in the finals. But it's been the road teams this year. The road teams here in the NBA Finals, Golden State won Game 2 and Game 5 on the road, and Toronto won Game 3 and 4 on the road here in this series. So whoever, I wouldn't be shocked if Toronto finds a way to win Game 6, but it's going to be hard to beat Golden State at home in the last game at Oracle Arena. But if you're Toronto, you're back to the original game plan defensively with wearing down Curry and Klay Thompson, worrying about those two guys and their shooting abilities, wearing them down on the defensive end. Keep Van Vliet on Curry, even though Game 5 he looked a little off defensively. They gave up a lot of threes, and, they paid the price for it. That's why they didn't win Game 5. So, but I want to thank you guys for your time. Comment, smash that like button. Also, subscribe to my YouTube channel, which is officially up and running now. I will eventually get all my videos out there on my Sports Runs on Diesel YouTube channel. But I want to thank you guys for your time, and have a good day.